Hi there. We've had a great week, a couple of great weeks actually, and some things I wanted to share with you. A couple of weeks back, we went around and shared a meal with some friends of ours. That's Aaron and Jackie Kelly. They're planting Fresh Church here in Melbourne. And while we were there, we had a great time catching up. But they also reminded us that we'd been to a small group of theirs about 8 years previous. And in that, Helen had actually prophesied over two couples that she felt that the Lord was saying to them, it's time for you to have a child. You're going to have a child. And we knew nothing. This is the first contact we'd had with these people or this group. So we knew nothing of the history or anything like that. But that's something we don't normally do. Helen mentioned this on a Facebook account. And as she said, we've actually been trained not to do that, to prophesy partners or babies and things like that. But obviously she felt very strongly inclined to do that. So she did. She gave that word and that encouragement to these couples. And just last Sunday, again, we were invited to come along and actually to speak at this church this time around, now that we're setting up here in Melbourne. And we got to meet one of these pairs of couples again, but we also got to discover that both of those couples that were prophesied over have since had children. And I got to meet one of the dads. Can you think about that? I'm a dad, and there's nothing more awesome. These guys, 8 years, they've been trying to have kids, and then all of a sudden, they're able to have kids when they get this prophetic word. I just love it. I love God. I love his nature. I love his heart. I love the whole thing. So listen on. Here's a dad telling from his side what it was like when Helen and I and Joel Mark went along to that small group 8 years ago.
Hi, my name's Draz, and about 8 years ago, a word was given to me. My wife was we didn't have any children. We've been married for 8 years, and we thought that when we were ready for children, God would bless us with children. Well, over 8 years, we're sort of starting to lose a lot of doubt, and I thought, what's happening? Why aren't we having kids? And thought, well, maybe we're destined not to have kids. A word was given to us that a child would come into our life. Of course, being someone that hears something like that and you sort of think 8 years, nothing's happening, is it going to happen? Well, it did. We were blessed with a child, which was a miracle of God. We are now being fortunate enough to have two. We've got Jesse and we've got James, and yeah, it's just amazing to be blessed and touched by God for an amazing word.
Isn't that awesome? Another fun thing that happened on the same day was that we've been talking to Aaron just about feathers. We've had feathers appearing for a long period of time now, just appearing on our son's pillows or drifting down before our eyes at different times. And he told us about the journey he'd been on of like, feathers? Okay, really? Why? And you know, we don't have answers for this. These are signs that make you wonder, type signs and wonders. But it is something that's accompanied us all around the world in different places. And we spoke with Aaron and Jackie about that night. We went around for a meal, and then he went off to a worship practice straight after, and guess what floated down in front of him? A feather. And then here, as soon as Helen got up to speak on the Sunday, there it is, what you see Aaron holding there, a feather just drifted down in front of his eyes. Why? What's the answer? What's the reason? You know what? I don't know. But I know it's a sign that makes us wonder, just God, you're amazing, and you love to woo us, you love to draw us in.